Hi everyone, I'm Amanda with PEMF Pura Vida in Costa Rica. This is my husband Conrad.
Hello.
A lot of you have asked me to make a video of what it looks like when I do a session, and also can be used for what people can expect when they're coming for a session. A lot of people do PEMF in different ways using the PEMF system at its core, but a lot of people like to incorporate different things like music, sound bowls, instruments, tuning forks, aromatherapy, touch healing, Reiki, massage. So you can really make it your own and your unique experience. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. And I want to give you a little bit of an idea of what I do here in Costa Rica. So we'll start off with Conrad. Conrad actually healed his chronic back pain with our PEMF Prime system with far infrared. I have both systems, the Prime and the Omnium One. Usually when people come in to my clinic for a session, I use the hybrid Prime so I can offer them the biofeedback and the far infrared. It feels really, really good. If I have two people coming, I might use both my systems, or I'll put the Prime on split mode and treat them both at the same time if my Omnium One is out for rental, which is often the case. So today we're going to use the hybrid Prime, and I'll give you an example of how I would treat Conrad for chronic back pain, for example, and a couple other ailments, and also just for general maintenance. Where people come in, they just say, you know what, I just feel out of balance, I just feel out of whack, I don't feel good, I don't know what's going on. Then we can always use the biofeedback, so their body can communicate with the system and they can get a tailor-made PEMF session in real time, and their body, mind, spirit, emotional health, mental health, everything can get exactly what it needs without you actually maybe knowing what's happening in your body. Okay, so here we go. Come on in. Let's
All right.
lie down. So often clients, especially men, will have wallets and cell phones, smartwatches and stuff, so and in their pockets because they don't have a purse or anything like that. So we'll just make sure that they're really comfortable. So remove any keys and wallets, and especially cell phones, anything with EMFs, you want to move that 3 feet away, just so it doesn't interfere with the beautiful PEMF waves that you're going to be receiving. Regular watches and all of that is fine. And then after we find out what they're here for, we will use the eye guide. The eye guide is wonderful because it tells us exactly what settings to use. So I will look up lower back pain, for example, and it will tell me what to do. Again, this is only a guide, just to guide us, to give us a general idea of where chronic pain is treated and where acute pain is treated, and where nervous system and burnout and stress is treated. It's going to be at a lower intensity, but end of the day, as you're using PEMF regularly, listen to your body. If burnout says 10 intensity, but at 25 you know you feel really good there, then do that. There's no wrong way of doing this. So also remember, trust yourself. Trust that you know what you are doing. A lot of us overthink this, and we tend to think that it's a lot more complicated than it is. And with our Prime, we have so many options. There's lots of fast start programs and lots of ailments to choose from. We have manual mode and then the hybrid with the far infrared, and it can feel a little bit overwhelming. But to get really comfortable, just start with the fast start programs. You can start off with balance in the morning and relaxation or sleep at night, and see how that makes you feel. And go through the eye guide and see what your ailments are, and try those settings and see how they feel, and play around with it with your family and friends. Again, no harm can come of this. This is non-invasive, extremely powerful, but gentle. It's enabling your body to heal itself. And often I get a lot of questions where people will say, you know, there's a sprained ankle, what do I do? And they're overthinking it. So you just look in the eye guide, look up sprained ankle. It'll tell you the protocol: full body mat, this intensity for this long, and then the spot, which is the smaller, very powerful applicator. When the full body mat is finished, then you put this on the ankle and press start. You know, we don't have to overthink it. It's actually very, very user friendly for everyone. Okay, so I'm gonna put the hybrid on for Conrad because the warming feature in the full body mat is gonna feel really good on his lower back. Let me bring this closer so you can see the monitor and what I'm doing here. Okay, so 24 minutes is the maximum for each applicator per session. So if somebody's coming in for a session, it's usually about an hour. I will treat them first with a full body mat for 24 minutes, and then I'll do the square wave applicators for another 24 minutes. So they're getting almost 50 minutes of healing. 8 minutes is the minimum to have a full cellular recharge, detoxification, regeneration. So if someone's in a big rush, you know, especially if you have one in your home and you don't have time in the morning, you just have 8 minutes, that's great. That's better than nothing. But if you have the time, doing the full 24 minutes is much better, of course. So 25 is for the lower back pain. And we are on the evening organ clock. You want to make sure your organ clock is set to the actual time of the area that you're in. And then you can choose the color. So since we're in evening, I'm going to put them on green. Green is for cooling, sedative, relaxing. I don't want to put them on blue, let's say right now at night, because it's going to be going to sleep soon, and I don't want to really aliven him and wake him up for the evening. I want to help him to stay in a more relaxed state. Green is really, really good for pain as well. And all of the colors in the chromotherapy and what they do for the physical body and the mental health and the connection between the mental and the physical is all found in the back office under brain entrainment. So make sure you go through that and read it. It's fascinating. And look at all the colors. And I've even printed them out and I have them in a binder. So when a client is in front of me, if I can't remember, because there's a lot of colors and they all do different wonderful things. And again, you cannot mess it up. You can't do it wrong, because every color is going to be beneficial in some form, reducing inflammation and alleviating anxiety and depression and regulating the nervous system. It's all good stuff. You cannot mess it up. But if you want to make it more tailored, then have access to the color therapy from the back office ready on hand. So printing it out and having it in a binder right next to you is what I like to do, so I can quickly flip through and say, okay, indigo is a perfect color for you for this session. Now, you can choose tones or music. The tones are the binaural beats, so it sounds like wah, 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 in one ear and out the other, and it's harmonizing the two hemispheres of the brain, getting you out of that beta brain state and into the alpha, theta, delta, where you're going to feel more harmonized and relaxed and balanced and reset. According to what time of day it is, we're on evening, so that would be theta brain waves. Over time, when you're always listening to the beats, you might get a little bit tired of it. It sounds kind of the same. So I choose to put music on my monitor, and I strategically choose music according to what the person has come in for. And I just read the client. You know, if somebody's coming in and they could tell they're very open, a very spiritual person, I have certain music that I know will apply to them and that they'll love it. And other people, I will just choose like some beautiful nature sounds or spa music. They're all still binaural beats to harmonize the brain, but it'll speak more to them than making them maybe uncomfortable. So I'm going to choose music for Conrad. And I have binaural beats selected in here specifically for pain. So I'm going to choose that music. And the far in front, I'm going to put it 60%. So it's going to get pretty warm for him. We're in Costa Rica. It's very hot here. So a lot of clients do find the 60% really warm for them because we're always hot here and sweating. But the sweating is really, really good. So I'll just turn up the air conditioning a little bit more for them to make them more comfortable. And then I always ask them, would you like to be covered with a thin blanket? A lot of people feel cozy and safe in the thin blanket and it feels really, really nice. And other people are like, no, it'll be way too hot. I just want to be open and free. So it's completely up to them and up to you. Okay, so it has started. So I'm going to put the headphones on Conrad, if you can see. And the goggles. As you can see, they're on green. Make sure your eyes are closed, Conrad. And there we go. And here, if you can see the green light, this is showing that it's on north, and every 60 seconds it's going to switch to south. So it switches in polarity every 60 seconds, just like the planet Earth does. As you can see here, it says north, and the color is green, and then it'll switch to south, and you'll hear a little click, and then it turns to blue. So it really keeps us calibrated to what's happening on planet Earth. These systems are also 0.1 hertz to 30 hertz, just like the Earth's magnetic field. So it's mimicking the Earth's magnetic field, which our bodies recognize those frequencies the most, because that's where we've grown, evolved, and healed. So it's really quite amazing how detailed the system is to keeping us connected to the planet that we are growing and thriving on. Okay, so at this point I would cover him up if he would like to be covered. I always just use the thin blankets, especially here, because it gets really hot. In Canada in the winter, you might want to use something a little bit thicker. Some people like to really sweat, and they'll even put a warm blanket on and purposely to sweat it out, almost like they create their own little infrared sauna on the mat. Now, what I do personally in my sessions, because I've kind of just do my thing, and again, do what feels good and what you're comfortable with and what speaks to you, and even just read the client. Like I have certain clients where I know they're going to be like, oh, that's kind of weird or not for me, you know, and that's fine. Like everyone is different, everyone responds to different things, and everyone has different comfort levels and stuff. So usually I really feel out the client, and if they're here just, you know, they're very here for physical pain. Some people like to, once the goggles and the headphones are done, they like to sit and chit chat the whole time, and other ones like to keep their eyes closed and stay kind of journeying, and I put an eye pillow on and let them stay like in their relaxed state. And other people like to talk, so it doesn't matter. Again, there's no right or wrong. Okay, so what I like to do is ensure that my space is always really clear. We are moving energy here. So burning Palo Santo is really good, or burning sage. Some people are really sensitive to smoke, especially in Costa Rica right now. It's dry season, there's lots of fires. So if people are sensitive to incense or smoke, I like to check ahead of time, but always to play it safe. I use different room sprays, using sage or hydrosols, whatever speaks to you and whatever you like. So this one is sage. So to ensure that Conrad feels really clear and his space is clear and the energy is clear as he's healing, and to keep my clinic space really nice and clear for myself and my family and for all of my clients, I like to clear out the space with the different tools. Yeah, so what I do is I have my beautiful feather, eagle feather that I got from a tribe in Canada, and I just spray and push the spray over Conrad's body, over my client's body. So it'll look like this. And again, depending on what area you're in and what market you're in, this might speak to some people and it might not, and it might be out of your comfort zone. But just try it and see how you feel. You might be surprised that some clients are like, that was really nice, what was that, or what did you use? It's always fun to try new things and step out of our comfort zone, because often when you do that, you will find your gifts. So while he's enjoying the full body mat experience with the goggles and the headphones, after I clear the space, there isn't a whole lot that I will do unless I'm doing another modality with him, such as Solex. Solex is the body scan, so I would have prior gotten his inner voice reading, and I would have done a frequency scan on him, and then whatever came up in that scan, I would send him frequencies to help clear that out. That's an extra service that I provide. There'd be an extra charge for that. I'll do a separate video on that. But in the meantime, I just like to stay in the room and in the space, because my energy is also going to be supporting him and healing him. And just in case anything were to happen, I'm right here. If he's like, oh, you know, this music's too loud now, or it's too much, or I'm feeling claustrophobic, or can I take a break from the goggles? It's too much, especially when people are trying it for the first time. It's a lot of energy and it's quite powerful. So you just want to be near to support them. And I always tell them, just listen to your body. If the goggles feel like too much, then take them off and close your eyes, and there's nothing wrong with that. And we can revisit it again the next time. It might just be an initial, shock to the system. We can always dim the intensity and dim the brightness too and make it a little bit of a quieter experience. It's very, very, very tailor-made. So just check in with the client and see how they're doing. I can tell that Conrad has fallen asleep because he's twitching. Fair enough. He's teaching at school all day with lots of kids, and we have 3 boys and 3 dogs, and he's tired. So I can often tell that my client has fallen asleep because he's doing like little twitches and jerking, which is really, really good. It actually is showing a sign of release. So there's energy moving through him, and it's just leaving the body. So it's a really good sign. And then also paying attention to the body shows us kind of where he's at. So I know that he is obviously super relaxed if he was able to fall asleep so quickly in the session. And the more relaxed he is, and if he's asleep, he's not, blocked or tense. He's able to just really open and receive the beautiful healing and allow his body to do the work. So I always also let my clients know in the beginning, let me know, are you nervous or anything like that? Take a couple deep breaths, close your eyes, really breathe into your body and be open to receive this beautiful healing that you're about to receive. You're deserving of it. You're worth it. You're gonna thank you for making the choice to come and try something new and to say yes to taking care of yourself and healing your body. It's good for you. It's good for the planet. It's good for the people we live with. It's good for everyone. And it's an act of self-love. So, I always check in and make sure where my clients are at, because sometimes they don't communicate that with you. And at the end of it, they might say to you I was really, really nervous. I didn't know what to expect. Some people actually think that they're going to feel it and they're going to feel like they're getting zapped or electrocuted, because some of the high intensity machines can feel like that, and maybe they've only experienced that or they heard stories about that. So I just make sure that they know that you're not going to feel anything. You're going to feel relaxed. If anything, you might have those little twitches as your body is releasing energy, which is great and completely normal. Some people do feel the waves a little bit going through them gently. If they're very sensitive or very in tune with their body, there's no right or wrong whether you feel it or not. I do sometimes and sometimes I don't. Doesn't matter. And what else? Oh, if you have severe physical pain, especially things like meniscus tears, I've noticed the back pain or shoulder pain, neck pain, migraines. When we do put the applicators on, some people will feel more intensity or more pressure, which is also very normal. So if they do feel an increase of pain, that is all normal and it's temporary, and we have to let them know and make them feel safe with it. It's not getting worse. It's just that the blood is flowing there, the inflammation is being reduced, the cells are opening up and getting cleaned out. We're detoxifying the cells in the blood, and as the increase of oxygen is going there, because the blockages are removing out of the way so the blood can actually flow there, so you're enabling your body to heal itself by increasing the circulation, you might feel that throbbing or more pressure, and it's all temporary. Just make sure they drink a ton of water after and flush it all out, and let them know that's actually a good thing, because things are moving, things aren't stuck anymore, and that's exactly what we want. Okay, so for example, if somebody was coming in with multiple things going on, which happens often when people seek PEMF, before I was telling you, we were treating Conrad specifically for lower back pain, then I showed you what you would do for meniscus tear, for example. But if they come in, they say, I don't know what's wrong with me, I have chronic pain, I have migraines, I can't sleep, I'm anxious. You're like, okay, there's obviously a lot going on. It's all connected for sure, but your body knows what's most chronic and most imperative to your health. So let's put the biofeedback on so your body can communicate, and you'll get a tailor-made session in real time, and your body can let the system know exactly what it needs. So this is really, really incredible. So we have the Hexagon Sense by IMRS Swiss Bionic, which is an SpO2 monitor, and it measures your heart rate. So it's heart rate variability, which is the pause in between your heartbeats, and you want to have more variability rather than it all be consistent. And that tells us a lot about your overall state of health and your parasympathetic and your sympathetic nervous state. So we can check the monitor while the client has this on. We can see their oxygen levels in their blood, their heart rate, and their HRVC, which is their heart rate variability. And it goes from 1 to 7. 7 being the top number, optimal state of health. So we eventually want to get everyone there. And again, if someone stays at a 1 the whole time, no problem. It's just they're dealing with something a little bit more chronic. So it tells us a little bit more about the client or patient. So you would just put this on here, and instead of using the eye guide where you would select the ailment, instead you're gonna select either manual mode, where you're just gonna choose the full body mat with no far infrared, but everyone wants far infrared. Why wouldn't you, right? It just brings the healing that much deeper. So then you would choose hybrid, and you would just select that you're using the Hexagon Sense. So Conrad's body is gonna be communicating with the monitor the whole time, and every 60 seconds, it's going to send feedback, basically. Do you want more intensity, or are you good here, or do you want lower intensity? So we don't have to worry about it. Whatever the root of the issue is, his body's letting the monitor know. Is there anything you want to add to that when I'm talking about heart rate variability or the biofeedback? Or did I say it good? Yeah? Okay. So Conrad used to be a paramedic, so he used these all the time. So he's a little bit better with explaining it and understanding it, but I'm getting there. All I know is that it's great that you have a tailor-made session in real time, so you can't get more calibrated than that, right? So when I get to this screen, Hexagon Sense, I'm going to put active and hit continue and then start. So if you can see, because it's like following me, so you can see here, it takes a minute, but it's going to measure his heart rate, the SpO2, and then there's going to be another column that's going to come up that'll say HRVC, and that's his heart rate variability.
So as I'm lying on the mat here, the SpO2 monitor is on my finger, and every 60 seconds or so, it's going to take a heart rate variability. And that heart rate variability is going to communicate with the monitor, telling the system about my nervous system if I'm happy or not. Happy meaning it's in optimal health right now. And if for whatever reason the field intensity that my body's receiving is too much, my heart rate variability coefficient will go down, and it'll tell the system to lower the intensity. If my body is enjoying the field intensity that I'm receiving right now, my heart rate coefficient variability will go up, and the system will bump up the field a little bit because my body is tolerating it well. And that's basically how it works in a nutshell.
Great, thanks Conrad. So he explains it really well. Okay, so at this point I'm going to put on some music. I have a PEMF playlist that I've created. Lots of different types of music on there, and again, I just feel out the client and feel the situation and what I'm feeling too. It's my energy and it's everything together. So just again, trust yourself and go with the flow. This song seems like the right song for this moment. Put it on and go with it and trust it, and you'll be so surprised the clients after say, wow, that was another level. Like they'll feel it with you. And if all else fails, put on some nice relaxing nature sounds and spa music. That's totally fine too. So what I'm feeling right now is going to be some Darren Austin Hall, who Conrad actually is working with online, doing the male archetypes, which is super cool. Okay, so this is what a session with me would look like. session might look a little bit different from a women's session. And again, I do all of this intuitively. So I'll do this for a little bit and then I'll change the music to something a little softer to give you an idea of what that would look like. Now I'll change it up to something a little bit lighter to give you a different feeling of the energy that you can create just with music alone. I often have clients too, and it's maybe a little different in Costa Rica, it's different in every area, but I have a lot of clients that come and they like to journey. Like when they have the goggles on, they go off, they really set their intentions, they connect to ancestors, they pray, they meditate. So if I know my client is coming for that, I'm going to play more spiritual music that'll help get them there. And if people are holding a lot of trauma or pain and grief and shame and they need to release that, I'll choose music accordingly to help them move that energy out and obviously support them if they are crying or breathing heavy or need any support. So just by letting them know I'm here, I've got you, and giving them a tissue and just a few simple words is usually all they need to know, is that they're supported. Harp, just the harp. crystal practitioner's wand is really great to start with. It's really beautiful and easy to play. You can go right over the body and around the head with it. For women, I always put it around the sacral, their sacred womb chakra, where we often hold and carry a lot of trauma and pain. I'm gonna make sure that's really open and clear channel. Your chakras are open, so you're connecting to your wisdom and your intuition. Tuning forks. Your feet is always a good place to start. Now you just have to strike it. And again, there's no right or wrong way. The tuning forks feel good everywhere. So starting on the feet is really nice, helping to release energy through the bottom of their feet. Feel grounded, connected to Mother Earth, connected into their bodies. Tuning forks on the knee, for example, if you have knee pain. For meniscus tear, or before putting the applicator, just to help get the energy moving. These are all just little extra added things you can do to elevate the experience, but you don't have to. Whatever resonates. So if he was coming in for meniscus tear, for example, you would put that right on the knee and choose the setting in the eye guide for meniscus tear. So what I would do at this point, since he is being treated for his knee, the spot is perfect for his knee. But if somebody was coming in with migraine, then you would put this spot right on their head for migraine, neck pain, blocked chakras. Put it right on the chakras. Get that energy moving. You can put it anywhere on the body, elbow. It's meant to be, sandwiched, so the waves go right through. That's how I would treat like ankle or knee or elbow. But you can also open it up and put it on 2 points at the same time as well. So there's lots of different ways you can use this. And again, there's no right or wrong. The waves go through both sides, so don't have to overthink it. And then at this point, I would use the tuning forks on other areas of the body. I also love to use essential oils. This one is for third eye chakra. Just to make sure that pineal gland is nice and open, that you're spiritually awakened. So all that the universe has to offer you. And it just smells really good. Just creates a really nice experience for the client. Any little extras you can do, it makes them feel that you care about your business, you care about your practice, and you care as a healer. You're doing the work that you really believe in by adding these little things in. I'll just wave it around the nose, for example. You can put a little bit on the forehead. Any little points close to their nose that they're going to smell it. Again, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. And I always use the tuning forks on the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And I often do it on the feet as well. You can put it right here too for solar plexus. It might feel a little bit too strong, but if you know your client really well and they like it, you can also put it right on the womb as well and just get that energy moving in their sacred womb chakra. And one thing I really like to do with the clients is put one tuning fork on the heart and one on the crown to really connect the mind with the heart. So get them more out of mind and more into heart. See, it's really easy. And I'll show you some other instruments I like to use as well. And again, you don't have to be an expert, you can just play with it and you'll get better and better as you go along. You just sometimes close your eyes and just feel it. Helps them get more into their body and help move the energy. Rain sticks are really nice too. This one's quite loud. I use this more in ceremony, but you can get smaller ones that are a little bit more gentle sounding. I like to run them over the body just to help feel the energy move right out of the body. Because we've shaken up the cell, we've shaken things up, we're moving things. Now let's move it out. Ocean drum or sea drum, which is really nice too. It looks like this. powerful. Woke up my dogs. I use this one more in ceremonies, but sometimes you need those powerful instruments when people feel like really blocked or really stuck. I will tell them, focus on that grief or focus on that anger or frustration or pain and send it away. Send it into light. Say, thank you, I'm done with you, I'm not holding you any longer. And I said, while you're sending it away, imagine the ocean washing it away. And I'll work with the clients, especially as you get to know them a little better and they start opening up to you. I'm like, hey, do you want to try something? And that just reminds them, I have the power over my body. I choose what I hold and what I let go of. So all these little things you can do can really help your clients to heal. Okay, and then my absolute favorite instrument that I use at the end are these egg shakers that came from an indigenous tribe in Calgary. They're a little hard to get and limited, but if you are interested, I can see if I can help you get them. It's very angelic. And it's a really nice way to end. It's a really nice way to end the session. I'll show you how I use these. Okay, so that is what a typical session would look like with me. And then at the very end, I also just like to clear the space again as we moved energy up and out. We don't want him carrying any negative energy with him. And we don't want to leave any negative energy in the room. So I just always clear the space. So you can do it with Palo Santo or sage or hydrosol sprays or whatever works for you. And don't forget yourself. Clear that energy away. And you're done.